is Stervey, and I'm your human mind shift coach and facilitator. Currently, I run my own consultancy firm, and we specialize in human consciousness and subconsciousness, how to change that through self-awareness and a paradigm shift. We help organizations and individuals like yourself to discover your full potential and your hidden potentials to reach peak performance in both organization level and individual level. And that's basically at the same time, how do you stay agile in the leadership position, so that basically at the end of the day you can deliver your value add to yourself and to the organization. So what do I mean by that? Let me paint you a scenario or a situation. We are now in the digital transformation 4.0. Now, the recent global event, by intertwining the COVID-19 together with the situation that we have created a new environment, what we call the unicorn field. Now, what do I mean by that? We are very familiar with the red oceans, which is a very competitive environment, and people are just slashing price, and that's in the 40 years ago. That's where people are living the situation. To a blue ocean environment where people find that there's an opportunity somewhere that you can carve a niche and you can deliver your value add and your products to a niche. But COVID-19 and the digitalization of the economy has created this thing called a unicorn field, which is totally green field out there in the market, which a lot of organizations and individuals do not know where to start with, or how to begin, or how to attack the field, or what to do with the field, how to build infrastructures proper to engage the customers. It is so green that everybody is caught off guard. So that's basically an opportunity, or at the same time a problem or a pain point to most of the organizations. This change in the global economy has an impact on all the organizations and individuals. What are the impact? The impact is, how do I get myself transformed and upgrade to a level that I can meet the requirement of the digital transformation 4.0 into this context. That means to say, from organization level, what it means to have to transform and upgrade my system, what it means to in terms of transforming and upgrading my policies, all the way to human resources. On an individual, it's the same thing. How do I then upgrade myself to the level where I can be digitally competent, so that I can meet the requirement that I can deliver value add to the organizations? So in this perspective, there are major challenges in both levels. And organizations today, they are not looking at what we call meeting the business objectives of a bottom line or profitability. The main challenge, or the real pain point that most organizations are going through now, is the ability to align their business goals in a new environment where the peak performance talents has the ability to deliver customer value with profitability and sustainability. So technically, basically, a lot of organizations are now looking at all the different avenues and opportunities out there to deliver all they can for the organization itself. Business goals is important, and so is objectives. And what we have done is basically we are helping organizations to achieve that through understanding of what the organization culture is. At the same time, how do we identify every individual so that they actually are peak in their performance, and at the same time they can basically be able to deliver their value add through the true potential itself. Now, let's switch gear. Let's move on to what we call the personal or individual level. While the global economy change has impacted organizations and the business environment, the highest or the most affected change factor that is impacting the whole infrastructure is human resources. That's employee, staff, that's you and me. Now, the recent global change with the COVID-19 has already caused a major impact to 7.97 billion people on Earth since 2020. The only differentiation, or the only differentiator factor that we can see whether an employee, a businessman, or a senior management is going to be successful or not, is only going to be based on one thing, and that is mindset. And that's where our organization is able to come in to look and help individuals to discover their conscious and unconscious ability to change the mindset from a fixed mindset to what we call a growth mindset itself, which every organizations are looking at opportunities to deliver peak performance with a new mindset change in their employees or the staff or the management level. So in short, basically we help organizations and individuals like you to discover a hidden and full potential in reaching a peak performance. At the same time, stay agile in terms of the ability of leadership in the new digital economy. That's where basically our organization unique selling point is. So just a very quick short intro of myself. Been working with MNCs for almost like 30 over years, actually 35 over years in fact, and over 20 years of leadership position, mainly in sales and marketing, business development, training and HR when I was during the MNC environment. Organizations I used to work with basically with Seagate, which I spent most of the time, then Hewlett Packard, HP, Fuji Xerox, Creative Technologies. Yeah. So one of the main highlights that I would like to share with everybody is basically during my stint with Seagate, where I spent more, I had two experiences that I can value add basically to most organizations out there. One is the ability to be at a peak performance because I used to have, or I used to achieve the top 1% sales global in Seagate, and basically that means I achieve about 200 million sales per year with Seagate in terms of sales. And then basically I know how to deliver peak performance in terms of sales and marketing itself. While at the same time, Seagate also went through a major change in terms of restructuring, whereby we wanted to be aligned in terms of compliance during the Exxon case, where there are a lot of major compliances where US companies need to be compliant about. Seagate had to bite the bullet and basically endure loss of market share, endure loss of customers, just to be aligned, so that at the end of the day, we come up with integrity, we come up with professionalism, we come up with what we call compliance in terms of legality. And then Seagate took about 2 years of that. And I went through that stage. It was a very painful stage where organization, as a structure, as a policy, as human resource, needs to change or to adapt or to transform in order to deliver the final results, which is basically sustainability and profitability itself. Now, basically, I went through both of these, the peaks and the lows in terms of the corporate environment. And on a personal level, I also went through lots of highs and lows. And then basically that's enabled me to be who I am today individually. What do I mean by that? In the recent years, about 5-6 years ago, I discovered my purpose in life. And the purpose in life, which I've been living through for the last 6 years, was transforming every individual into an exceptional talent. Now, that purpose in life has brought me to many opportunities, many open doors that I have never been before. And then that's where I discover when we are true to our potential, when we discover what our potential can do, we can actually open up doors that we never know there was there before. Now, in order to be where I was 5-6 years ago, I went through, prior before that, 8 years of unemployment. After Seagate high days, my highs was with Seagate, my low was I was unemployed for 8 years. Now that's not the end of the valley itself. I also was incarcerated for 3 years. Yes, I was incarcerated. But that was my best years of my life, because that helped me to discover who I am and to discover my true potential. And I discovered ways and self-motivation and resilience to move from a negative environment to a very positive environment that I created for myself. And that's basically mindset. So in today's context, I can see that there is no difference from where my journey was, or in terms of corporate or individual, because in today's context, every organization and individual is going through the same challenge. Of course, not the incarceration, all right? But most importantly, it is the challenge that basically organization and individuals are going through. The ability to find the footing, to discover who they are, so that they can move into the next level. Because in today's digitalization, the digital transformation of 4.0 has caused major disruption to every individual and organization. In short, you're not hiring me as a coach, facilitator, nor a consultant or an advisor. No, you're not hiring me in that perspective, or you're not engaging me from that perspective. I would say, by the grace of the creator of the universe, we are actually connected through time, through space, between you and me. And through our connection, you now have the best of the both worlds, which is basically my ability to understand organization management level in terms of how to deliver business goals and objectives, so that you can align your overall business with a customer value added indicator. While at the same time, my ability to understand and to empathize with the employees of the organization, so that I could help them to transform by aligning their values and mindset to meet the organization goals and objectives. In conclusion, I have a link below where you can actually see how I can use a framework to connect both the organization and the individual together, so that basically they can align the values, but at the same time change or transform their habits so that they can meet the peak performance required in the organization through basically OKR and basically goals and objectives. And there are basically systems, platforms to do that. But at the same time, there's learning, there's coaching, there is training, there's facilitation, whereby we can work hand in hand to deliver these results stages by stages. So I will see you soon, and I hope by then we can share more together and I can share with you how we can deliver our value add.